Hello, good morning. You're watching QTV this morning. We are back again on another edition of your favorite morning program here on QTV. My name is Ibrahim Abalde, and it's a pleasure, for you to join us on this program. And with Mam Nabuka as the co-host of this program. Mam Nabu, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How have you been?
Good. I had a really good week, so I'm feeling great.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
You know, I followed one of your radio programs. You said it rained and you lost your umbrella.
Don't remind me.
It must have been a hectic day for you.
It was, because I was rushing to make the morning program because it starts 8 in the morning. And I had already been late by a few minutes. So it started raining and it was so windy. I grabbed the umbrella and I said, I'm just going to rush out and I'll make it in time. But the wind was so heavy, it just like, it blew everything.
Yeah, you know, umbrella is not for heavy wind sometimes. I mean, it's only there to protect you from drizzling or something, right? I mean, be heavy rain and wind, you can't use umbrella. If you are lucky, if I thought it was a strong umbrella, it would have taken you.
I wasn't lucky because I was wet all over.
Yeah, so it's good to have you, Mam Nabu. Thank you very much.
Here. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Momodu Mboj is our newspaper review guest. Mr. Mboj, how have you been?
Alhamdulillah.
And how was your yesterday?
Not very different from my day before yesterday.
Not very different.
How has your week been so far then?
I don't know, boy. Just get right now. Every day, they're all the same, aren't they?
Right. It's
so hardly anything monumental, anything interesting happens, really.
Yeah.
So we'll just achieves a kind of equilibrium. That's it, throughout. The mean, just stay in the middle lane, you'll be fine. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, stay in the middle lane and you would be fine. I mean,
avoid extremes.
I think sometimes it brings about peace of mind at some point, doing what you can and you leave what you cannot. But, you keep trying to, you keep pushing, to get there. Sometimes trying to achieve a lot of things at the end of the time can also snatch away your peace, your mental health as a human being.
I think also it could depend on what type of person you are. For me, if I live in a routine, like if I'm doing something constantly at the same pace every day, I get like at some point you get really bored and you start wanting a challenge because, you need that dopamine, sort of.
I think it's an age thing.
It's an age thing? Okay.
All right, so on the program, we'll take a look at the African proverb. And, from the proverb, we'll do the newspaper review. And we'll also be talking to the head of marketing at the Gambia Tourism Board. Fode Ba will be here with his team. And we'll be talking about the Tourism Week, of course, and other tourist-related areas as well. I mean, very soon, I think we are almost at the beginning of the tourist season in the Gambia. And, what are they going to do to attract more tourists to the Gambia? Some countries are talking about 2 million tourists visiting, If you go to other countries, they tell you, okay, every year 6 million tourists visit our country. You understand? So, I mean, I want to know how far have we gone with our tourism marketing and promoting destination Gambia as a tourist destination.
Right.
The last time we checked, we were struggling with 300,000 tourists, I mean, to visit the Gambia. And if Gambia is the smiling coast, I believe we should attract more tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they would be here. From there, we'll be talking about World Animal Day and World Rabies Day.
Yeah.
We'll be highlighting on that. Lambaba and his team, they would be here, and we will also broaden the discussion. So, Nabu, take us through the African.
So we have a wall of proverb today, very interesting, and it goes, "A shepherd strikes not his sheep." So, Mr. Mboj, what do you think of that?
What do you think?
A shepherd strikes not his sheep.
Not his sheep. Makes you wonder then, but why not the sheep?
Yeah. Right.
Isn't it? That's where my thinking begins. Well, that's his flock.
Yeah.
So you don't strike at your flock, do you,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
You guide them, as it were. So is it talking about
I think maybe it's
responsible authority?
yeah, maybe guidance and discipline if you're in a position of leadership, right?
Exactly.
So you don't lead your flock with fear and violence and things like that. It's important to lead them, to nurture them with discipline instead. I think it's a very important proverb, especially, it's not even leadership alone, you know, like you could talk about parenting, you know, romantic relationships, for example, as well. So it's like a lot of the times I feel like we use leadership, we use fear as a tool in leadership a lot of the time, and that does not maintain loyalty to a sense. So it reminds me of this saying that goes, how your kids treat you when they don't need you anymore is exactly how they would treat you when you start needing them. So it's very important how you guide someone if they're under you and they need you and things like that.
Especially at school.
At
in
school,
our time,
exactly, see?
You know, the teachers use fear.
Exactly.
You know, to teach us. But this is it. It's easier, really, or rather, disciplines comes more from correction and love than from punishments and wrath and stuff like that.
Even they would tell you religion the way you teach it, because a lot of the time people are like, oh, people have different views of what religion should be practiced like, or how people should feel towards religion. But at the same time, the way people guide you when they're teaching you religion is very important, because now when you start looking at this with like a sense of fear, now you're doing something out of obligation instead of out of love. So things like this are very important, like how you approach.
So do you even have to use the cane or the whip to discipline? Let's try to compare and contrast between you know, the older generation and this generation we have now. There was corporal punishment in schools then, you understand. During our time, we used to have corporal punishment. I mean, your teacher or your principal can deal with you, and at the end of the time, you go home, you can say nothing about it. It's normal to parents. So let us compare how disciplined, are these two generations, the generation then and now. Now you don't have it. The other day when my child said, okay, my teacher said, if I don't do this, he'll beat me up. I said, you'll do it, and he will not beat you up. And even if he beat you up, I'm still going to lodge a complaint to your school. He shouldn't beat you.
What? Jesus. You're sounding so alien. In our time, your teacher beats you up and will go and tell your parents, and they'll beat you some more. So you are talking about taking action. What a contrast here.
So we believe, okay, look, now beating should be excluded. It shouldn't be part of our education system, even at home. You know, how many times have we discussed, both of us, okay, you shouldn't beat children, you know, you should just show them the way. There are ways that you tell your kids at the end of the time, they would follow what you said without beating them.
Not necessarily so. Discipline is important. It is just that we have sort of conflated discipline with the cane. Even the Wolof word yar, it's got double meanings. It can mean upbringing, it can mean the cane. So that is the unfortunate association we've made there. But discipline is highly important. There are many ways of disciplining a person without using the cane.
And I think we have this misconception of mistaking being firm for being violent. You don't need to be violent to be firm with your children to discipline them. You know?
We used to call it tough love.
Do you think that
exactly.
is helping our generation now?
What do you mean? Is it helping? How? What do you mean? Helping in what sense?
Like, for
the
example,
people who are disciplined by the cane, you understand? And people now who are disciplined, okay, through other means, maybe depriving the child from using what he loved best when he did not behave well. You understand? So those are things. So I'm trying to compare which generation is more disciplined.
I think our generation in many ways, because that was just it. We were all hit, and we had to sort of toe the line, whatever.
Yeah.
So we grew up with that, just as you said right now. If anybody touches your child, you are going to take action. So right now, that kind of fear that we had towards authority, I don't think that fear is in there anymore. At all. So it is in that sense that I think that we are more disciplined, as it were, than the current generation, really.
Yeah, whipping. I mean, it's not happening anymore now. I can even see how parents are adapting to not whipping their kids. I mean, talking to them and also them understanding it's far better. You know, but for people like me, sometimes if I'm angry, I'll get to the verge of even trying to whip you at some point.
I think that people, I don't know, I think people are still hitting their kids. Maybe what they don't want, what they don't want is for others to do it.
Yes, it's happening. It's happening.
Whereas with us,
you know,
others could
Mr.
do
Mboy,
it.
there's a way.
That's a big difference.
Beatings too are different.
Yes.
There's a beating that you do for your child to understand, okay, I've not done something right. But there's an extreme beating to the extent where you beat the child to an extent where he loses his confidence in life. You know, even if something happened, he fears, okay, they will beat me up. The child is fearing the cane, not the situation. You understand? So, I mean, those two types. I mean, time to time.
But also, what I want to say is that sometimes there's certain parents, whenever they're angry, they have a reason to beat you. That's a problem as well. So now you're beating your child not because you want to discipline them, but you're beating them out of anger.
Xamoon naa de suñ benn waay kooku sumla doon dóor yow yaa dem dama bantay. Waaw mu ne la ne demal seet kaas ya banta bu gën a nooy nga indi ko. And you know this is the cane that you are going to be beaten with.
But old style yooyu bari na. Story su mel noonu bari na. Why, you see, the thing is, you're inventing beating, corporal punishment. I don't know if I'm so gisee ñeenay stop ko. Am na luñ learn. We are always learning. Knowledge is always moving on. Child psychology, am na luñ learn. The beating they def in the child. It's not healthy at all. Am na yena dóor so daf dee wàññi sa IQ. Doo mën a jànga. Mota in the US consistently suñ testé guys and IQ daf dem mel ni white people ñoo gën a smart. Waaye ñu ngi gis ne soo traumatiser people, it affects their IQ. Absolutely. So there are many reasons why you shouldn't hit. Yet the crucial term discipline, you have to discipline. Perhaps in the end, I do not know. It depends on one's level of education, exact character, then how to treat your kids. That was one of my first culture shock, because I did early part of my high school in England. Here we were beat all the time. We were just beaten up all the time. And suddenly there was no hitting. I just sat there thinking, there must be something wrong in this place. It took me a while to really adjust my head. You know, went to class, all the students, everybody's talking, the teacher saying, sit down, do this, do that. Nobody listened. But the teacher didn't hit. And gradually everybody settled down. I sat there, I was like a good boy at first. Everybody's jumping about us. I just sat there. But it didn't hit. That was a culture shock.
But after a few years, you started jumping.
What do you mean after a few years? After a few weeks.
You started jumping.
Mamadou, you used to be such a good boy, but now you're just like everyone else.
I know, that's how it happens sometimes. Because you were trying to adapt to the environment. You were scanning.
But that was what I was.
Because you were not
when a teacher says, sit down, you sit down, otherwise they beat you. But over there was no hitting. The kids were just loitering about, talking. You know, it takes a whole time before everybody settles down. There was no hitting. She just kept on pleading. It was this woman, kept on pleading. I'm like, what's wrong with this teacher?
But I think you've said it just now when you were talking that sometimes education and awareness plays a huge role. I think because like here, they didn't know that before.
Absolutely.
Hitting was the only thing we thought we could use for discipline. But now as time goes on, people are becoming more aware, they're becoming more educated. So it's changing. It's not going to change overnight, but it will get there, I believe.
So let us understand that we don't own it. Because they tend to say, African culture said, please, nyanala, man. They had corporal punishment in England in the 50s and 60s. It's only afterwards. Then okay, we need to stop this because of now. This is the damage it does to the child. Stop. So it's not ours. It has nothing to do with African culture. Just this is what human beings do.
Right.
It doesn't matter where in the world.
So at this point, we'll be right back after the coming break. Then from the break, the newspaper review.
Gambia, are you ready for something big?
From your trusted GSM operator, QCell, your favorite app just got a major upgrade.
From your phone to the world, buy credit, buy Sunu bundle packages, loan credit with eFankanta, and buy Q Power all in one place.
And here's the real upgrade. Q Money is now fully integrated in the app. Send money, pay bills, save money, so faster and easier than ever.
And for our entertainment lovers, stream QTV, Q Radio Live anytime, anywhere.
But that's not all. This upgrade also brings enhanced security features, smoother performance, and a brand new interface designed to save your time.
This is more than an app.
This is freedom at your fingertips.
Download the new QCell app today and unlock your digital life.
For more information, call our customer care on 111.
QCell, Sunubus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Opticalia, Gambia's leader in optical care with 5 locations offering the best in visual health. With cutting-edge European technology, Opticalia delivers single vision lenses in just 20 minutes. At Opticalia, we care about our future. Eye exams are free for individuals under 18, ensuring everyone has access to quality eye care. But it's not just about vision. Opticalia also provides advanced audiology services to ensure your hearing health is in the best hands. Our audiology services offer European standard hearing aids and diagnostics, ensuring everyone can hear clearly. Whether it's testing or treatment, you can trust Opticalia for your auditory care. Opticalia offers European standard products, fair prices, and exceptional value all under one roof. Visit Opticalia at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia or call us on 7767-121 or at any of our regional branches. Banjul 7767-126, Brikama 7767-123, Farafenni 7767-124, Basse 7767-125. Opticalia, love what you see and hear.
We are back. You are watching QTV this morning. Now let's head to the newspaper review, and we have some of the papers on the. Let's take a look at the Foreign newspaper. The silent struggle of children with disabilities in rural schools. The Foreign newspaper is asking. Sometimes these kids they go through very hard and harsh conditions to get to school, or sometimes even to get some of the things that will make life easy for them becomes very difficult. We all understand in the greater Banjul area here how people with these conditions struggle. Talk less of people living in the rural area. You know, so I think this big attention needs to be paid into those areas as well. I mean, all these people that are giving out charity, you know, in the form of materials to help, you know, I think they should take a look at those areas as well, Mr. Boyd.
We should look at sustainability. Really. You can have a charity who would come and give you gifts and stuff like that. But what is sustainable in the longer term in catering to not just my needs. Here, we're really talking about their entitlement.
Yeah.
in many ways. It's just that government will tell you they do not have the capacity, or there's something. We never really give disabled people their full rights for some reason. We don't think about them in many ways. Look at when we do our buildings now, okay, a few are changing. So even that simple access, we just, it's almost like they're invisible.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? In our calculations, in our policy making and all of it, they're just invisible. So it's only recently that there's a lot of talk about them. We're trying to make them visible, you know, people who are there. And what we're asking for, what the advocates are asking for, is simply their entitlement.
Yeah.
Really. So now, this is the situation. We've known this for a very long time. Next step, what is to be done? What is the role of government in this? They passed the legislation and the like, but as we always say, there's hardly any implementation.
Yeah.
You do have NGOs and other charities working in that area. Well, can they pull efforts together and come about with something more sustainable? I do not know. Yeah. I think that sustainability is really can be better guaranteed by the state.
Yeah. So even in the case where they got those charities and like the priority, like what are you prioritizing when it comes to people with disability? Because we have these conversations all the time. Even people with disabilities themselves will come out and tell you this and this and this is what we're facing. And we're listening to all of these things, but nothing is being done about them. And when it comes to the rural Gambia specifically, I feel like they are not even thought about in the wider sense. And I'm not even speaking about people with disabilities alone. Okay, you know, recently there was a collaboration between the Gambia Transport Union and the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education to provide transport for teachers that go over there for their postings to teach and stuff like that. And I'm like, there's oftentimes we get opportunities in the education sector, right? But the rural Gambia, we don't think of them. Even people, school children that don't have disabilities, the kilometers that they have to walk to get to school alone. What is the situation in that school, you know? We don't go to these grounds to check what is happening. Well, what do these people need? How can we help them? You know, there's no priority in that area, and I think that's a problem.
You know,
as well.
for people like me, I hailed from Basse, and you know, most of the time I travel to those satellite villages, and I know how students struggle a lot to get to school.
Yeah.
You know, I just had a bujuge fi mudofi over depuis fi be abuko. Just to go to school. I group sometimes. You know, you can see. So, if you are driving, you know, coming towards Serekunda, nangagis hale ñuy dem. Nga dem be aga fena ñu ne la ci school bi la xalé di ñu. O nga jël ñena nga yobul len be ci bunti school bi. Da nga start di ne boy, why diga ñi depuis village buñ joggé be fi la gaay wara ñew school bi. So you can see even on our platform here. We engage a lot of people with different projects. When you tell them, okay, when are you considering people up country? They'll tell you it's part of our plans. You understand? Yeah. So I think attention needs to be put into those areas as well, because people are struggling a lot. Even kids with Down syndrome. I mean, you can see how they struggle up country. These are people sometimes that they keep in houses and lock them. You understand? But here now we are getting used to the culture. Okay, these people are part of the society. Let us show them, you know, these are people who have different gifts. So why not we try to create a platform for them? You understand? But up country, it's a different thing. Sometimes people misjudge. They think, okay, these people, they are not good when they come out of this society. So they lock them. So why can't all those help reach those people? Why can't all that type of sensitization reach those people?
Well, yeah. Social attitudes. You know, it takes a long time to really deal with that. Government incapacity. Yeah. That is why these kids are suffering the way they're doing. Yes, so hopefully the more we talk about it, as it were, that would sort of goad people in authority to try to ameliorate the situation. Perhaps we wouldn't resolve everything overnight. Yeah. But you can do something.
You know, it starts somewhere.
It starts somewhere. Steps, yeah. Really.
Yeah.
So we move on. We still have another paper. We're still on the Foreign newspaper, and it reads, audit report reveals irregularities in 2023 government accounts.
Mr. Wood, you're laughing. I think you saw this coming.
No, what I was going to say was, have we ever had any audit report where it doesn't reveal irregularities?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, have we had any? You know, yes, you want more reports telling us about regularities, but always irregularities. Yeah, this is the norm, apparently.
I mean, it's a financial report, and it's still under scrutiny. It hasn't been finalized yet, so I think they just released it to the public to keep them up to date with what is happening. I think that's the case. Maybe if they're done scrutinizing it, we could see a different financial report.
Every report, be it the National Assembly, the select committees, go and read their reports on certain institutions, and the reports that we've been getting from the National Audit Office.
Yeah.
All of them, one theme, one thread runs through all of them: financial mismanagement.
Yeah.
So much money not accounted for, procedures flouted. So one can draw a picture of how institutions are being run.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because just from these reports, and this is what these reports are supposed to do. You know, so that is really what should be our challenge.
So I mean,
what are we doing about
on
it?
this headline, Mandinaring youth issues ultimatum in demand for justice, and Omar was buried yesterday. He was laid to rest yesterday in Mandinaring village. So, an ultimatum.
That was the reason why I had
Yes,
this sip of coffee.
you have to sip that first. Yes.
Nobody can demand an ultimatum.
Why?
Who do you think you are? Anybody that you're going to demand. Do you know what an ultimatum is? Do this, otherwise I'll do that.
Yeah.
That is not civil engagement. That's confrontationalism.
Yeah.
That is not what we want. That's not really what civil engagement is about. There's an issue, yes? Then we want it resolved. What is the best way of resolving it? What are the actions that will ensue from that? And then you take it on from there. What is doable? What is honest? And the like. There can come a moment when we have to fight.
Yeah.
You see, one is not talking like a coward. You know what I mean? There might come a moment when you will have to fight, but your initial reaction must be to try to gain some understanding and resolve the thing in an amicable way, really. So that means you don't use that kind of language that you're giving somebody an ultimatum. I hope it's just the newspaper.
Probably
you know how newspapers, you know how we overact.
It's the headline of the
it's the headline of
newspaper,
the thing. But this is it. We shouldn't use confrontational language. It is unnecessary.
Even outside of the language, Mr. Mboja, I think our actions as well.
But this
What
is it.
it
One
spells,
starts
like,
from something,
exactly.
you know.
So it starts from somewhere. Actions are not showcasing that. Now our words are not showcasing that, and it's not setting a good stage.
Well, I think
you know, remember what was it? Frederick Douglass, who said that we live with things as we call them in language. That is why language is so important. Yeah. That will trigger what kind of action you're going to take.
That's right.
So we avoid the confrontational language. That is not what we want. Yes? Something's gone wrong. We need to redress it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So what is the best way for civil society, government, all these we call stakeholders, what is the best way of engaging here to resolve it? If we all have good faith, we can do it. The problem is where you have one party with bad faith. I'll be saying one thing, but I'll be doing something entirely different.
Another thing.
That's it. And where or my interest is not one of cooperation, Gambianness, and that sort of thing, but my own little petty self-interest, myself and my crew. So you have all these considerations that really cloud our discussions, then therefore we're never going to reach a resolution.
Yeah. So the Chinese embassy in Banjul to launch consular visa services next year. I mean, I think it will make the traveling much easier. Most people struggle a lot to acquire these visas. I think you need to travel up to Dakar, I mean, to be able to get a visa to China. So having it here would make it more accessible and easier.
Fantastic, because now China the hell.
You can see how
I was literally about to say that.
you can see
China
how
everybody is going to China. Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Mboy, let's take a look at the Chinese strategy. I mean, let's take a look at how China is evolving. I mean, making changes in the global market when it comes to production, when it comes to business. I mean, to an extent of competing the United States of America in other areas. And I think they are very consistent people.
I don't think it's consistency. I think that they're very strategic with how they position themselves.
Yeah, I think that's the right word to use. That's the right word to use.
Is it China?
Considering from where they're from Chairman Mao to where they are today.
Be careful. They're from way back before Chairman Mao Zedong. The Communist Party was formed in 1949. China is the longest continuous civilization. It's been reinventing itself over the centuries, as it were, really, yes? So now, you see, look at it. Communism, they're communists, influenced by Marx. But Marx is a German European.
Yeah.
You see how they've absorbed modernity. They call their system scientific. You know what I mean? So China sort of absorbed, keep on evolving, absorbing whatever there is. They said, yeah, they're communist, fine, from 49. But in the 70s, late 70s, Deng Xiaoping experimented, as it were, with capitalist elements. Boom, that was it. That was the beginning of the rise of modern China. So look at it today, yes, the second biggest economy. When the infrastructure, whenever people go to China, they're impressed by all sorts of things, which I agree with. And research, now they're doing original research and the rest of it, which I agree with. It is their politics I'm scared of. One party state. Sorry, I'm not into that sort of thing. They cannot tolerate too much political dissent. Ooh, I don't want that either. And none of us would want that for our countries. We're always talking about democracy. It's my right this, it's my right that. That's it.
But wouldn't you say it has been working for them so far?
But this is the key. What do you mean by it's been working for them? Let us not confuse things. Economic efficiency, which they have, is brilliant. Well, it's different from democracy.
Right.
Democracy doesn't necessarily give you economic development. Democracy, how much does it contribute to economic development? 1 or 2%. Economists have done work on it. You can read somebody called Amartya Sen, the Indian economist. He won the Nobel Prize in 1998.
Right.
So we know that democracy is not necessarily for economic development. That's completely different. They are two different dynamics. I want democracy for civilizational purposes.
Right.
I want to be free so that I can speak my mind, you know, stuff like that. One can be creative so I can fulfill myself in all sorts of ways, not having Big Brother to tell me how I should live. That's really what democracy is about. Yes? For you, these democratic people, for you to achieve economic development, there are certain disciplines, there are certain things that you must do to achieve economic discipline. That's it. It's not automatic. So when you hear people say, oh, look at us, we are not developed, who needs democracy? Man, confusion at the heart of your thinking. You are confused.
But that comes with a lot of sacrifice, Mr. Mboj. I mean, for you to achieve democracy to an extent where everything will work accordingly, and to an extent whereby, okay, you want to be free, you know, nobody is going to direct you as to what you are supposed to do.
You see, be careful. Freedom is never absolute. These things are subtle.
Yeah.
So you just can't take extremist lines. I'm not free to say absolutely anything I want.
There's a boundary.
I'm free to think for myself. That's really what it is. So many times you wouldn't say certain things because, wait, I'm a chorus. Self-censorship. All human beings will self-censor anyway.
I think that's where the discipline you were mentioning comes in, right? Yeah.
It's just the political party, somebody comes tomorrow, takes over our state house and tell us how to think. This is what we're going to do. You cannot do A, you cannot do B, you cannot do C. Based on what?
Yeah.
Are you more educated than people? Have you got this special, I don't know,
supernatural
powers, stuff from where? So it is just a fraud. People who do that, this autocratic, authoritarian tendency to just control everybody else. Come on. So that is really what I am against.
If the population also don't understand the purpose, they don't understand how things flow, they don't understand, okay, sometimes you need to free in your thinking, then that's where dictatorship comes into place, I think.
Well, when you have cowards, you will always have leaders sort of testing their luck, as it were. Leaders want to control things.
Yeah.
It makes it easier. So if the citizens are cowards, we buckle easily, then they will do it. That is why it is said that only courageous people can be free. Without courage, there is no freedom. Somebody will take it from you.
Yeah.
You have to stand up to certain things. So, yes, but let's avoid authoritarian, dictatorial stuff like that. They stifle creativity, really. In the long run, you will, sooner or later, you will fight that authoritarian dictator. We had to do that here in 2016.
Yeah.
Our fight was in the battle, in the ballot box. That was where we had our battle, in the ballot box. After years of being scared, then suddenly, you know, when you push to the wall, you said, that's it, out. And out he went.
And you realize, okay, all these years we've been wasting our time. We should have done this all these years.
Well, it wasn't quite ripe yet.
Yeah.
You know, when you
the
sow
mature
your seed,
time.
yes,
The
you sow
mature
your
time.
seed, sort of, it takes time.
True.
It wasn't. This is why it is said that oppositions don't really win elections. Incumbents lose them. He lost it. People were really tired by then, really. Incumbents lose them. So the skill of an opposition is timing, timeliness.
Thank you, Mr. Mboch. Thank you very much for reviewing these stories with us.
Cheers, and much more.
Yeah. We'll do this next week again. Yeah, so at this point, we'll take a short break. And after the break, the program continues. We'll be back. Cheers.
Q Money is changing the game with mobile money payment. Now, you can pay your QCell mobile broadband plan faster, easier, and way more convenient with your Q Money wallet. Just open the Q Money app or dial *323#. Select option 4 to buy or pay your broadband plan in seconds. No stress, no lines, no last-minute panic. Whether you're streaming your favorite shows, browsing the web, or working from home, stay connected without missing a beat. Stay connected the easy way with QMoney's QCell mobile broadband payments anytime, anywhere. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Senior Carpet. Terms and conditions apply.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sinubus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply. Browse with us. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25 Cs. Yes! Recharge $25 Cs and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with Us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge $25 Cs today and enjoy free internet only with QCell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Sinubus, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Do your banking the smart way.
Back. You're watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Balde. Now let's head to the other segment of this program and we'll take a look at tourism. I mean, the World Tourism Day and of course the beginning of the tourist season. And we have Fodeba, Head of Marketing, GT Board, and of course Mr. Dem as well, Musa Dem, Package Development Manager and PRO, the Gambia Tourism Board. So welcome, gentlemen, to this program. It's good to have you here, and thank you for honoring this invitation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. So it's important for us to discuss tourism. As you know, Gambia, it's a destination where many people want to come and relax. So we also selling that destination. It's something very significant, and I believe it will make a lot of changes as far as the tourism market is concerned. So let's talk about World Tourism Day, the importance. We start with Musa.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us. Good morning.
Morning.
Recently, we celebrated World Tourism Day. Annually, it is scheduled for the 27th of September every year. It comes with different themes, and this year's theme was tourism and sustainable transformation. And looking at the sustainability part of it and looking at resilience, we look at a theme as UN Tourism is the one that designated 27th of September every year as the World Tourism Day. They also choose the theme every year. This year is the first year that Gambia as a destination celebrated the day.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's the first year officially. And then there was a statement by the Honorable Minister of Tourism, and also we had a march past from Palmer Johnson to the beach, and then we planted trees. And I think it was well attended, it was well organized. And we are hoping and planning on celebrating that annually now. So there will be a lot of involvement with our stakeholders and partners, board, media, and everybody.
So how is this going to impact the Gambia tourism sector?
I think it's just to create awareness about tourism in general. As you know, tourism contributes 20% to GDP. It employs about 42,000 people direct jobs and 41,000 indirect jobs. And it's one of the biggest economic contributors right now, as we know, because if you look at agriculture, it's very important. But tourism being tourism, so it's important for all sectors, both agriculture, health, and everything. So creating awareness for the day and also letting people know what tourism does or what tourism can do as a pillar for national development and economic development. So I think celebrating the day and informing people what it is all about and what tourism is all about. I think is important. That's why we celebrated it.
Yeah, so let's engage Fode.
Fode, yeah. I was lucky to be one of the people that was actually there when you guys were celebrating it, when you had your tree planting initiative. It was a lot of trees.
Wow.
And I'm still curious about where exactly in the Gambia are you planning to plant them, and what do you intend by it?
What we did, we planted trees before, not as part of the World Tourism Day, but as part of greening of the tourism development area.
Okay.
As you know, the tourism development area is the coastal part of it, from Kotu up to Katong, at about 800 meters from the high water mark.
Yes.
Okay.
So the ones that we planted, some of them in Cape Point, they're doing very well. But what we did this year, for the purpose of sustainability and survivability, what we did, we have beach bars from Bijilo right up to Cape Point. So there is a beach bar association. So we had an MOU with the Beach Bar Association, and each beach bar requested a number of coconut trees.
Okay.
Right.
So the one we had at Palmarima was just the symbolic part of it and then the official part of it.
Okay.
But after, when we dispersed, then we have a company, an environmental group that is doing all the planting and caring of it. So we've already planted over 700 trees from that Saturday. So that is now completed.
Okay.
So it's from Bijilo right down to Cape Point.
Yeah.
That's
So
just along the shoreline.
So, head of marketing for Reba, let's talk about what promotions are ongoing. I mean, because promoting this destination is definitely very, very significant. And the tourist season is also starting very soon.
Thank you so much. Good morning, viewers. I am Fode, as you said, head of marketing at the Gambia Tourism Board. I think it's important for me to give overview of some of the activities we are doing and some of the schedules we have and the start of the season. And as you may know, the season is going to start on the 4th October. Yes, the first flight from the UK, and the flight is going to land at Banjul International Airport at 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
Yes, this Saturday. So, and the capacity for that flight is 189 packs.
Wow.
Yes.
That's going to be the first flight.
Yes, from the UK. So the schedules for this year, we're going to receive 3 flights from Corendon, that's Holland, and to UK. They are coming with 4 flights per week. And we have Gambia Experience, 3 flights. But for them, they'll be operating 4 flights during the Christmas period. Yes. So we have TUI Holland. They are also going to bring 2 flights. And TUI Belgium, 1 flight. Then we have the Rainbow Tours that is flying from Poland. They're going to fly twice a week. Then you have Voilin and TAP. These are seasonal flights. You cannot term them as chartered flight, but they are seasonal flight. They operate during the tourist season. Exactly. So for TAP, they are going to come with 3 flights per week, and Voilin 3 flights per week. In total, the chartered, there are 21 flights per week. Then you have the normal flights that we have, that's the scheduled flights. So for Air Peace, that's 3 flights per week, and then you have Air Sky, 7 flights per week, Air Senegal, 3 flights per week, Air Morocco, 7. Then Turkish Airlines, 3, ValueJet. This is a new flight from Nigeria. They are coming twice a week, and SN Brussels 5 times a week. So in total for scheduled flights is 50. So then in total for this year, weekly flight, we are expecting 51 flights per
weekly?
week. Yes, weekly.
Okay.
Yes. So far, those are some of the flights updates and the updates we have for the schedule. So, you know, these flights are categorized into 2. So you have the chartered and the scheduled flights. So the chartered are the ones that are brought by the international tour operators. You see, those international tour operators work with the local tour operators here. We call them DMCs. So what we do is to, in terms of marketing and promoting the Gambia, is that we partner with these international tour operators in terms of joint venture. What we do actually is that they send in their activities, and then we looked at it, and we see areas that we felt they are very beneficial in terms of promoting the destination Gambia. Then we agree on the terms. Then we can, the cost can be divided into 2 parts, whereby they will fund the other part, and also we will fund the other parts. And also again, we have some directors overseas, like the UK now, for instance. We have a director of promotions in the UK who will work with these tour operators and also, again, the marketing department at the Gambia Tourism Board. So we will work with these tour operators. Then we will assess them based on performance of some of these activities that we have agreed on. So also, again, we have another director of tourism promotion in Spain who also oversees the Spanish market and the Nordics, and then we have the Nigerian market who oversees the Nigerian and the Benin and Ghana market. Okay. So, of course, so far, those are some of the things we have. But also, again, we have a fully fledged marketing department at the Gambia Tourism Board. What we do is to market and promote generic. So, of course, we oversee all the overseas directors, and also, again, we work with all the international tour operators and even the local DMCs. We partner with them. And you will see that the part of these charter flights and the scheduled flights I have highlighted, we also work with the other tour operators. They don't come with charter flights, but they sell dynamic packages from, one of them can be Novatos. So you will see they are flying from the Baltic states. So also, again, we have one in the German, that's the TUI Germany. So they are not coming with a charter flight, but they are selling dynamic package. So they use this, the scheduled flights like Turkish Airlines to fly on Brussels Airlines to fly to Banjul. Okay. So far, those are some of the things. Also, again, our local marketing department here, we focus on promoting both local, offline and online. You know, of course, we all agree that online marketing is the way forward, cost effective, measurable, and you can easily set your KPIs clearly. And exactly. And for us, we work with other markets that where we are not having a representative, like the Senegalese market, which is very important for the destination. And the other markets too.
So you've talked about all of these gains and things that you're doing to make promotion better, but there are some challenges that you face, and how are you mitigating them? Of course,
we have challenges because in most cases, some of these tour operators, like recently, we have one called the, what's the name again, from the Nordics. So most of the amount of money they request is very huge. So in most cases, as you know, the tourism board, we are non-subvented. So all the monies we generate, 60% of that going to marketing and promotions. So you will see that sometimes we have challenges, like we want to bring Binta Canaria from Spain, Canary. So you can see that the amount they requested, most times they are very huge. So it's very difficult for us to going into joint marketing with them. So, and we have a very important key partner, that is GCA, in terms of travel facilitation and GIA. They support a lot because in most cases, when we are bringing, we are encouraging some of these international tour operator flight to Banjul. Sometimes they request for certain incentives. So for GCA and GIA, they really support us a lot in terms of that. But for the financial part, of course, we handle that for ourselves at the level tourism board.
So, let's talk about what tourism packages are on the pipeline for the tourism sector.
Thank you. As you know, before you market anything, you have to have the product. Yeah. And our product offerings now mostly we used to be the Sansi and Son. Because of the challenges, as you mentioned, regarding competition, regional competitiveness, and also accessibility, then we have to look at and refocus on our destination. So what can we do to attract people who have not been coming, and those who are coming, how can we widen their interest? And it's not just to stay within the coast, but also to go up country. And then we come, as a result of that, as from the National Tourism Policy and Strategy recommendations, they say we need to diversify our product portfolio and product offerings. Because of that, we have the Tourism Diversification and Resilience in the Gambia project that is looking at how do we secure the coastline, at least to consolidate on that one, but also how do we use our nature, our heritage and culture as a wider attraction, a wider offering, so that at least we can package that together. So as a result of that, we have there was reports done. They've looked at over 63 assets. And from those 63 assets, they developed a project proposal for 10 destinations. And some of them are based on heritage, culture, and nature. Some of them are even these World Heritage sites, like in the Bara and all that. So how do we combine those things and then to develop the infrastructure so that it can either attract investment for it to be an attraction or a product, but also to see how do we move tourism away from here or to diversify, decentralize. So the packages that are coming now will be nature, mostly about bird watching, for example, which is very big for Gambia is well known for bird. We have over 600 species of birds within just this region. So how do we package that and then link it to nature and accommodation of country? How do we utilize our majestic river Gambia? Because it's one of the most navigable rivers. And you can use it also to diversify in all the other areas that we are trying to do. Because we have different communities along the river, we have different cultures along the river, we have different attractions. So now what we're trying to do is to bring in people to invest in boats, to invest in accommodation, like say five-star accommodation or boutique hotel, but also to use Denton Bridge, for example, as the gateway to the river. So we're looking at marinas to attract people like the boats and then to use the heritage and also festivals. But not just that, but to look at also the domestic tourism part of it and the regional tourism part of it. So if you can look at, we have a certain class of Gambian who've got disposable income now.
Yeah.
We have the diaspora Gambians. During the summer or during Christmas, they come with families. And some of them, when they come, I mean, they don't have many places to go because they don't explore outside the urban area to see what is available over there. So what we try to do now is to create awareness, but also to work with accommodation and operators and businesses to package all these attractions and assets that we have, and so that at least we can encourage people to come, those who are coming and those who have not been coming.
You talked about ecologists. You mentioned ecologists. I can remember the Ministry of Tourism. They were doing some projects up country for ecologists. I don't know how far have they gone with that.
That has been a challenging project, and we've reached a stage where we've been asked to reassess the whole investment, and then to also look for, let's say, legal advice from the Ministry of Justice. Because as I said, we had a lot of challenges in terms of the contract, in terms of the execution of the contract itself. So we are at a stage where now we engage the GAMWORKS, and they've done a thorough assessment of the situation now. They've prepared a BOQ, and then we've submitted to the ministry. So the ministry will work with the cabinet now to see how we move, have an advice as how we move from there. The idea was to look at those natural places and good attractions where people, let's say, not many investors have ventured outside. But if you look at the project was really good, because if you look at the areas where they were identified, linked to attractions, linked to culture, heritage and all that, and if it was built and then investors have seen the potential, maybe that would have driven them away from the coast and at least make them invest up country and help us in our diversification drive. And that is the issue. But with the 3DR that I just mentioned, the World Bank project, they have identified 6 projects, and one of them is the boutique hotel, because we need quality accommodation up country to attract high value customers, you know, high spending tourists. And also to create activities around there that when the tourists come, the objective is to make them stay longer within the destination. Because the longer you stay there, the more you spend, and the more money stays within the economy, and you generate the local economy and uplift their standard of living. So this was the whole idea with the ecologists. So still now it's on, but you know, this is the hurdle that we have right now.
I want to know what you guys are doing about site preservations as well. We have all of these historical sites, but they're not being preserved, and I think they could be used as tourist attractions. Are you guys doing anything about that as well?
Yes. Just to clarify on the sites, we use them as an attraction, but they are under the mandate of the National Center for Arts and Culture. We are all on the same ministry, so it's the same family. But you know, for us, is how do you package that so that tourists will go there, maybe spend some money, and then maybe you can use some of that money to preserve it. So as part of the activities that we are doing, also to complement the TDRGP, we have the EU tourism and creative industries. So we're working with them and with NCAC to look at the sites right now. They're working on the Wasu, they're looking at Musa Molotom, and they have started intervention in that. But light infrastructure for a start, but we're working together with NCAC, with the leadership of the ministry, to see how we can upgrade them and also preserve them. The preservation is the NCAC, but the packaging of it and the attraction of it and building the facilities, we can do that together so that we use it as an attraction.
Yeah, so finally, we've exhausted the time already. So let's talk about sustainable tourism. How are we doing that, Fode?
Well, sustainability, in fact, is, for me, how I define, in fact, to do the things the right way and to ensure that you put the right mechanism in place to see that if someone is not there, at least continuity is there. So I think, for me, that's the way I define it. But I think I would like to mention something very, very important in terms of our arrivals.
Go ahead.
So for this year, we are expecting, based on our projection, we are expecting to receive 263,000 tourist visitors arrival by air. So
by air.
Only by air.
Okay.
So of course, by cruise and by sea, we are expecting to receive more and more and more. So by indications, we may receive more than 500,000 tourist arrivals.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yes,
nice.
yes, visitors arrivals. Because, you know, in most cases, what we do as a tourism board, we always present the air arrival numbers as a tourism arrival, visitors arrivals. But we forget to mention the issue of the land and the sea border. So I think that one is very, very important for me to highlight. And also, again, in terms of security, it's very, very important because we have a tourism security unit that focuses on ensuring security is maintained within the tourism development area. So I think that is also very important for us to highlight to some of our tourism security unit. And also, again, we have another department called quality control and licensing. They are very, very important because they ensure that standards are maintained within all the facilities. And in terms of enforcement, to see that no illegal activities are happening within the tourism development area. I think that is very, very important for us to bring aboard. Also, again, I would like to mention that it's also important for some of our viewers to know, or Gambians to know that for us, we don't market or promote Gambia anyhow. So we have a strategic direction in terms of promoting and marketing the Gambia. So these are documents that we guide us, and these are reviewed and developed by high-end consultants, who have done engage all stakeholders to see and advise on in terms of promoting the Gambia. So I think it's important for me to bring this things on board.
Thank you, Fode. Thank you, Musa, for coming.
Thank you so much.
And we hope to engage you more in the future. It's the tourism season. I think you know, we need to show more tourist programs on our Destination Gambia promotion, on our TVs, online, on Facebook, everywhere. Whatever you can do to promote Destination Gambia, I think it's important for you to do, because at the end of the time, everything stays here. Yeah, so thank you very much, gentlemen. Viewers will be right back after the break.
Do your banking the smart way with the new Ajibank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Ajibank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Ajibank, your investment partner. Q-Money aning Orange Money ye bulo di nyola pour ka kodi kio sone yandi ka bonan Gambia banko kan kata Senegal banko kan aning Q-Money wallet. Eka mune batu imuna fan Q-Money account wala sign pour kadati ka kodoki iterimal anila dimbayal kana aning Orange Money Senegal ni lafta ku Senegal sotola je Q-Money customer care kumandi 133 Q-Money sunyu kalpe nying sartolle bala. Q-Money e Orange Money joni webini nuldugol mbudi mi yetoma joni ida wawi nuldude mbudi irako Gambia do yaha Senegal e Q-Money wallet mount e ko hon wonda e fadde mi yetoma uduto Q-Money account ma on joni fuddoda nuldude mbudi e teribe ma e wadon ka Orange Money nder Senegal fi yebugol hen ko labi ida wawi nuldude Q-Money customer care e 133 Q-Money suñu kalpe dum no yadi e sartaji. Q Money ak Orange Money ñoo lëkkaloo pour yombalal leen yónnee xaalis bàyyi ko Gambia dem ba Sénégal ak Q Money wallet looy toog di xaar dawal léegi nga ubbi Q Money account pour nga mun a door di yónnee xaalis sa xarit ak sa mbokk yi jaarale ko Orange Money Sénégal léegi pour am si lu leer mun nga call Q Money customer care si 133 Q Money suñu kalpe lii dafa ànd ak sarta yuñ tëral.
Gambia, are you ready for something big?
We are back. You are watching QTV this morning. Now let's head to the last segment of this program, and we'll be talking World Animal Day and Rabies Day 2025. As you know, this is a very important day. I mean, we all need to pay attention to it, Ma'am Nabo, especially those that, you know, they live, you know, within animal, you know, some people have animals in their home. So I think it's important for you to pay attention.
Yeah, it might not be as rampant as in the Western world, you know, like, but there are a lot of people in Gambia that have pets. And even outside of the pets, like the stray animals in the streets, it's important that we talk about them, how to take care of them, how to
so we have Lambaba, the controlna, program auto Lambaba, ka foye Bismillah. Lambaba is the general manager of Gambia Horse and Donkey Trust. Yeah, so he will take us through. Lambaba Mbafale Bismillah program auto.
Baraga bake balde bana ambe kontona bake eni la collègue ni anen cameraman olu balbe kontona anen kiw television balbe kontona cause ni aje be kontondro di la na kibaro ka futa daming anen mol min fanal kange aka jamfa bake adun alata ko la atellam so nalbe do ku kendo ke kan obviously fongal tentu kali gay be sirin kacha min kunna jang wala mu World Animals Day and World Rabies Day. Although World Rabies Day what happened last week le nga wakele bar milketa gembe dol fanal dante la wotole mena bulala World Animals Day le kono because wo bekela gen sibiti na lale adun dalilol mi yatina wo bekela mbe wolu kaciala ne mbadi be ba kaciala ka jube munadna ni World Animals Day atombonta abekela adu munana fana akake na keta munna falle ka sotoge adu abeke kan da fengol min fana lakko ka ni woda fengolu mbe siri nyoy nyaadile nka nyona fa nyaadile anu nyante mutala nyami wayati na yin kacanyin akuma yata bakele adu mena wokkacanyin mena wala daayele la silam
to nyala
ka kaca be yanglu la imaranya ani ibedna society ko da nyami ka society ma ko nyami mena ka calo fadnan
to nyala saying kacanyin damuta World Animals Day eko wala nyanta kela on the 4th, right? Saturday sibito mo laftale pour ya fo nyam munat na nyilungo akumayata
munan na ngi lunkumayata wala mu be yangal la lungulamu etel mu felleti miliyalon ko diya muran datele ka diya mu menna adu ibenna society le fanan kono na marafi la adu be kafuring na development ole fananna because ni ajube agriculture bi be ngin tungu min to ten mol be depending suwoni falol le kan demanding anin tractor du manna mol si bar suwoni falol mol be depending wala kan wo suwoni falolu wala kan na kunkolu doku e kan na farolu doku e kamuru ka transport o sono fananke ka sasa tolu samba dole ka ke business oti e ka dinding do la karambungulu jo e ka fe jama leki pour ka wol fana la lodu la nyen ka kuma yandi ka sute jama kono wayatina nga dunia e bi nyol lungu tombong pour ka wol fana la lungu nyen jura ka itande ko e benna society kono adu ilodu la kuma yata cause minnate la lodu la kuma yandi balde banna ni ajube modol bi ibe official kono ibe palasi bal maralin alata ko la suwoni falol dom tumando ni afo modoli asiga hale suwani mfalolu mol ka seno ke wolle la ye muru wo sene fengolu ye wafi ye din la karambungulu jo ibe la karambungulu jo la dolu ibe la dimbayalu balundi lala woto wayati na wolu lodu la kumayata ni nata jube kombo banko ka njang falol bi jam miliyalon ko mol ke taxiti e ka mol la bungulu jo e ka korda sa molie e ka mol balundi fanan woto wolu mu felleti miliya lonko ilodula anyanta suute lale adunga kumayata na society kon ni nata bolon kono fana jube balde banna dinkira dol bige faloni suwol wala ambulance wolti because ambulance wol man banko beba beben dinkira dol bige ni l'hôpital nol jam fata nyol mol ka suwol leta anin saretol ni sasata yesele ni la yesiti ye mol sindika ye samba kate jara yo woto wolung dunia nata bi ñol lung tombong pour ka hakili bulando ke fanalla inka nafal min soto kono ila karo fanala anin ila jata kende a ñanda sabati la ñamin ka wol fanal be yitande molula abe kala ñamin wol bebe kafuri lungul la kuwol la ma milliard lonko ibe kafuri ngin celebration olam yo celebration ngin fanan kono amanna dang suwoni falolu damman karamundo dindengulu e ka Mike Pascal
okay
student ol e ka Mike Pascal because dalilo mi na obekela nga timo lo londi ka faye animal welfare group wo animal welfare group ngin nata mol fanal soto millialon ko kata karambungulu to e ka mol karandi animal welfare la because ntitano e koma ya yo animal welfare ni ayen kata karambungulu to ka wol kige pour ngin kamala jama dindingulu wala ka dil bake falo ni suwol la suwol kono musol mi yalon fana be suwol kono wala fanal ka nin dindingul ka tarige ka giyolu ta kedi suwo ni falol la wayati nan nata musolu nin dindingul ta nge ken tage toti kendeke wala tin nan kata karambungul to ka dindingul sensita sala yo musol fanalu nga groupol soto le miliyalon fanan e kata trek la in musol ka kacha ka itandila be yangalu nyanta marala nyaadile e mara nyaal be nyami so wayatina nga karamudo dindewlu kumandi inila tikolu nga kafu nyoma ka maj paske ka nyillu nyin ka kidimandi ka dindewlu fanal hamenda bake ila hakil tuosi wara be yangal la fanal
to ya nabu
but recently, World Rabies Day, Mungi Helbo Yagut, Fangna, it was last week, I believe.
Yes, last week.
Yes. So in the Gambia, we don't have a lot of veterinarians around, and I'm sure there's a lot of rabies cases. And a lot of the time, for now, rabies is a very serious issue. Usually, so started to show symptoms, and I'm doing the cure most of the time, and it could lead to death. So, what advice can you give people when it comes to vaccinating their animals, and what routes can they take? You also are part of the Gambia Horse and Donkey Trust, and you guys house a lot of animals. How do you ensure that they are vaccinated and taken care of?
Okay, thank you very much. Balde bana abe min sata kan wala nginti abe min fokan angale auto mba translate la kana local language because local community la ka deal baki so wayati na nembe fem fola nkala fi kibaro mi bita ay di wolula ya fahamu okay rabies ni nata rabies jube kura njaw balam ate eka tankaro keno le janna ke muta bar nata ta faye muta butun sayala bigi wayati na Gambia Horse and Donkey Trust ining animal welfare and Department of Livestock nka bulo di nyola every year nka penkurol ke banko kan ro penkurol fanalu Gambia Horse and Donkey Trust wala ka dépense dépense o be ka bo wala bulu bare dalilo mi yanna nka ke on the 4th October dalilo mi yanna nka ke wala pour ñi dunia yo lung la tombo pour wolung na sita wol rabies day kamol hakilo bulandi rabies kurang la ala jaw yala because rabies mu kuran neti aka soto wulo le bala wulo mi yalon ko anyamata ndel ka fu wulu nyamato e kage sometimes ni na benda be silo karo be mala be da yobondila wo kuran keso wole ka muta ni waya muta dron aka tala kungleto na dada kunguto dron aka spread gele ni waketa dron aka nyale mandi ni waketa na fen king atara ite manyim penko soto e ba soto lale bari ni atara fen min kim fana yenyun kuran keso soto fa suutete bala abuka tambi 10 days la e ka fa han vaccine te wala fereng vaccine o min soto tala wala nginti nka nyi rabies penko min ki every year aka walek
alka ke wulol la
ngake wulol la so ni wulu penku nka identify nyamin because ay wala foko nka lo nyaadi le ko nyi wulo e penko soto nka muneke wulu penku tan ka certificate wala dila o certificate o nyin wala ka indicate ko nyi wuru kare ato mu nyinati amari mu nyinati ala telephone number mu nyinati ay penko tale bi aramiso penko be banna next year nyi lunkari ala aramiso abe banna wala so e ka yo wulo hanni adar wulu nyama to ya kin rebis be minna abuka soto no bar nama vaccine o nyin tatro ni wulu nyama to ya kin kurang nyimbe mimbala den wo wulo nyimbe kurang keso nyin soto lale na ya soto dum wo fana wulo tata modo fanan king wo mo fanan aba soto lale na ya soto iman tankaroke janna ka soto nin kurang keso nyin dara fo a develop ta futate kunkengama den fereti yebe falale so wayatina every year nka nyimpen ko nyinke but this year ngage nga nyato ta bale soto ge because nga borol min be sang atata fo those wuli killing wo be bantale so that means na force go 1000 wulo wo penkutale nyinang follow but
and that's not enough
no because kunun kolomu nga boro dol fang order nan Dakar wol binale bi mi yalo be kala 500 doses let wo 500 doses fanan ndo fanan be use lale banko be kannam amanke kombo dammanti de because nga cases jaman lege bolon kono wulol ka mole king mi yalo ko wulol mi yalo rabies be la yo nata kole al fadal soto kono baake because penko dole bige ka mi anti rabies wolom nyinti ni wulo e kin daming because amanke na e kin lumen wolu ne e ka rabies soto de no asi kimbi ayta fo ay lokum fula lokum saba a dependa ay kin daming for example na e kin singleto ayanta trouble lela nafsol konole ayena foy kungoto na futa da kungoto dron aka gele tiga then that means ye rabies soto le sai but na e kin singto janna ka sele ni anti rabies sta ya penko nyinta dron courant yin abuka sele no yagi aka stop bar dole bige buka fahamu wulosi dindin king ata fen fulala alfaye ayede so fo fayeta develop ayeta wala silan nyaatina nyim penko nyin ay important da baki pour kata adun anti rabies fanan is very expensive one dose is $2,800 dose killing adu nyanta full dose otala sometimes is 6,000 so ni ta maria lon koy bulo me ko ben e koy penku killing sang lo yela dindin king ye penku killing sang 800 exactly inyanda 6 letal inyanda bor killing sang na 2,800 multiply by 6 is a lot of money so wayatina nka mol sensitize ka itandi ko nyim bor pen anti penko min ka giten wulo la free of charge so mol sa try yela wulolu nati ke pengu pour sitanka no ngin rebes courant
so sa wulo me ye rebes soto starta ka mol king ave nyawaring bo wulo dum solutiono tije
solutiono balale solutiono min bala wolon ka fa faro dam man because ni ma fa fanan ni adundi bun kono biye da soro adun tonya rebes le bala 10 days or 11 days ate tambila wala be fala fay ya fao ima fao abe fala wayati na ninga ge dron aka kenna sula kuwalati rebis ate mukura neti dunia fangala mamboro sotal kura njaw balam rebis di adum ay tankaro le soto bara manjara lo soto jara lo tala jannaka sute de isi tankaro soto no but nada rafa sute da silanko rebis lem nyinti because ala first symptoms aka migitandi wala nyinti nay wulo king wara wulo e hani mo king ikaje mo nyin ka sangara aka mama ka wulu kumoke do bije ka sidle fang ika mo wulo ka manyali minke
aka walake
mo fanan ka walake nindunga e saji baale king be mesangle king ngin balu saluten ikaje ka sainol mingiala wala ma ka sangara ikaje ka sangara ka fabe dindul kinna abe junkula ka tiol londe ne giyo di ala buka sunga menna ne o gela be yalla dron asidula killing ye hakil tuwato ya koros asikeno wulu nyama to min kurang bala wala yakin bara manke wulol beti de wulo mi ya lon ko rebis bala ay bak asute la tariyarin ke nyamin e ka tariya asute la nyamin nabita aka kunga gimi aba kunga gijala daji yolo abe bolala abuka silo muta abe silo karobe mala hani doko na yagi asakin ado na feon kindro abuka lo ake borle ay tartala nanin fem benda mo falu suwo fem na yagi ra ka kinne yagi atakatar borla wala nyama fo janna be fala so woyati na otumo ndinde malu e ka wulo ge sabe ko ne ka wulo nyama to fel dindil ka berol te kabu kafa a nyama ma rebis le bala sai na mol ba fa mu kan ko rebis le nun to mol ka fo do wulo nyama to lam bara man ke wulo nyama to te rebis le bala ko a kunken wulo courant nyin ka wala be destroy na o destroy do bandale faale be kunna to
sai nyin lungo nyin alia ngani ka landi nyaadi le ale mol invite le jumal le bina diamol fana jumal le be diamol ye jannimbe programme soranda
nga mol invite ba ke na gesol mo jamal bina jalba kuyate atelebe kela na kim guest for nati jalba le be kelati anin nga department solu nge invite le school to anin community leaders nolu anin community fanglu nge bele invite ngikita ngi na wolung kata scout band mo jamale be benage kata QTB Q radio nge bele invite pour kanagi so del be mo partner solet stakeholders be nge bele invite adun ngikita ngi na ibebe ma be la gele pour ka ngin lung kidimandi ka hala kumma ya fana yitandi barate danna kidimandiro dammanna mbani jaralo fana sambala nyola because dolu bige wolung ila lungla mu wolunti wo fana free treatment wala be auto fana enen suwo nata ba enen falo nata bang isi bagasol soto isi free treatment no fana soto kandu wolum ila lungleti inyanta nganya ala wolung nyante la lung fana celebrate le fela fana
abekela mintole
abekela makasutu le kembu geng gambe hoson don kila sentato abekela waleto abe start la 10 o'clock kata fojanni uraro tema because wolung balde kunda fengol bigele domorol bigele miliyalonko
domoro moy leka wala domoro dega na ko de
yo dega galon
mo dega na ko why pour bugala laaj rek in honor of World Animal Day is there anything you guys are doing in terms of animal protection, because there's a lot of animal abuse going on, so how do you engage people on how to take care of animals and how to nurture them?
Thank you very much for that question. Nga ferol landi won fana lale nga timol sotole ka fo mobile clinic so katale nin community ka beng nke sensitize nyante la be ngalu mara la nyaadile adum nyimbe am business la fana min be bakote dom side kan do ngala ngemu problem balati mo jamale ka ge complain nga timol wulindile ikata ge ni ka si ka kacha because ni mo be fenki kan mi yalo afan malo war na lo fana abake kan tilimbali yalla ni lefta bondi la ge forcete de fo ina mari kacha la dialogue yagi ya explain ay because ni agibe tel ka nafa le soto bala be yan fana ngenda nafa soto le telephone bala le ngenda soto la nyame wala mu ye gio diala ye domoro diala yala welfare fana look after well so in case sensitize wol fana lale ni nga agibe jorangal mi fana le yalon ko mankite la ngol fana sigala ngadi la free of charge ngamuru nga free treatment no fana ndila pour que incorrect ibela be yanglu ibe mutala nyame safely
yo abarka bake lambaba programme o banta mbe always kan very good celebration.
Thank you.
Ka fale ko good luck ala continue do ko nying anyi nyata beriata nabu.
Thank you.
This is all we have. Yeah, so viewers, this is all we have. Thank you very much for joining. Until next week, bye bye.
Thank you.